Hello, guys. Welcome back to a new video of Team Talks. Today we have Carlos Osorio, a senior executive with more than 25 years of experience in several areas of corporate finance and operations, such as business strategy, investor relations, change management, and operational excellence. Carlos is the CFO of Orlando City, leading all corporate financial functions. Welcome, Carlos, and thank you for being here and sharing your experience with us.
Hi, Miguel. It's a pleasure being here. Thanks for the opportunity. Happy to collaborate, and let's see what you guys have for me today. I'm very excited about this.
So, to start off the video, just a brief question. So, what inspired you to pursue a career in finance, and how do you transition into sports industry?
That's a good question. It's so my entire career was in finance and planning, right? So FP&A for people who are from the area, and I like that because FP&A is extremely flexible. You are not into that daily finance routines. You always tackling any projects in mergers and acquisitions. So you're always seeing different aspects of different business, and that's why I had different roles through my career in different industries. So airlines, shopping centers, telecommunications. So y- there's no correlation between them, but I worked for all these different industries in different projects. I think sports was just I was the right person at the right time at the right place. I was already moving to the United States with my family, and the club Orlando City. And by the way, I'm here managing all the finance aspects and technology for Orlando City, Orlando Pride, which is our NWSL team, and Inter and Co Stadium. So we own our very own stadium as well. The club was looking for a finance person, and it was owned by a Brazilian entrepreneur back then, not anymore. But they asked me to help here on the start of the business, and here I am 8 years after. So a lot has happened. I've seen a lot of good things. I've been witnessing all the growth of the sport, as we call here in the United States, soccer, but for me, it's football, and for probably for the rest of your in Europe, it's football as well. But it's been quite a journey. It's been super fun.
So out of your time in the Orlando City, can you share a key moment of your career that significantly impacted the club's financial strategy?
Sure. So my very first project here was to refinance the stadium. So during the construction of the stadium, we had what we call a bridge loan. So it's a short period loan that we needed to pay back right away. And my task was, okay, we need to put in place a finance facility that would be long term. And that's what I did in my first 3 months here of the stadium. So this was very important for the financial health of the organization, let's say. Another very important part of my duties here is that when we decided to build the new training facility, so becoming more professional, giving the athletes a better, better place to train, first grade facilities. So we had to build that. So I managed that as well. Um, Recently, I refinanced the entire debt of the club once more. And also, I think the most challenging one was my participation when the club was sold to the new ownership group. They are an American family that invests in sports. So, and they own other sports teams as well, not in soccer, but in football, American football. So that transition, it was extremely challenging, required a lot from my time and experience, and to be able to close that deal. So And that's it. The difference then from those moments is that, okay, new culture, new challenges, new projects, and the fun begins again. So
And then with all of those challenges, of course, you have like the short-term financial objectives and the long-term, right? So
right.
how do you balance both of them, like in areas like infrastructure and player development?
So to answer that, we need to explain a little bit how soccer organization works, right? And how we are divided. So we have what we can call the back office, but we call the business operations. So where sales, finance, HR, IT, marketing, legal, we are all part of this business, and we all provide services to all our teams. And just to remind you all, we have the men's team on MLS. We have the women's team in NWSL. We have OCB, which is similar to in Brazil what we call the sub 20
Hmm.
players, but is the second level team. So players that are being developed. We have our entire academy starting at 11 years old all the way to 19 years old, and we have youth programs as well, plus the stadium. So we support all that, and because I'm the one who actually oversees the entire finance department for everybody, and I need to find resources for everybody. I need to find a way to balance all this, right? So it's not just my work, it's the work with our board. I work with our ownership group. I work with our senior executives. Because we have a leader, a president of the business operations, which is a person above me. And above him, we have the board and the owners. We also have the head of the men's soccer, so overseeing the team, the B team, and also the academy. And we have the head of the women's soccer. And we will start, which is a little bit in the beginning of the development, but the team is fantastic. We had in the Olympic final 5 players of our team in there. So 4 in the Brazilian team, 1 in the American team. Um, it's it's a balance, right? So uh, you have financial needs to support all this, to keep the engine running, to keep your organization going. Also, you have to find resources to invest in new players, in fan experience here at the stadium, in technology, in improving your personnel, your team, your teammates, how you develop people, how you can attract more people to come and work with you. So you are an organization that is desirable. Everybody wants to come and work for you. Let's remember, in the end of the day, it's all about people. If you have good people, passionate people, you will have success. If you cannot attract this fantastic, professionals that we have, you're not going to be successful.
So, with all of these types of stuff,
Mhm.
um, I just wanted to switch the topics. So I started to know Orlando City from Kaká moving, going there, right, to finish his career in the MLS. From your personal experience, how big was the signing of Kaká to Orlando City?
Oh, Kaká was huge. First of all, he is a Ballon d'Or winner. He was one of the best players in the world. Um, Not to mention a phenomenal human being. He's still very connected with us. He's one of our ambassadors, a person that is very dear to all of us here in Orlando. And Kaká was not only important to Orlando City, but Kaká was really important to MLS because 8 years ago, MLS was still developing. MLS really started growing after the World Cup in 1994, and we had a few jumps after that. And when Kaká joined the league, it brought a lot of attention, right?
Mhm.
So a player of the caliber of Kaká playing in Orlando, a city that is a huge destination for Brazilians, a player of that caliber, bringing their talent to the league, and and for us that are passionate about soccer or football, we know that when you have a phenomenal player in your team, it contaminates the others, right? So everybody plays better. So everybody develops. So it was fantastic for us because we were launching a new team with a star. Uh,
Mhm.
from the business side, this is phenomenal. Also, from the league side, bringing more awareness to the league because of him playing here, and also showing to the rest of the world, say, hey, that market, the United States market, MLS, that is serious. So you attract more talents from other countries as well, from Europe, South America, Africa, to come here and try a career here in the United States as well.
Also with the sign of Kaká, uh, would you say that the players, because before Kaká, I think the first big player that went, if I'm not wrong, was Beckham, right? He went to LA Galaxy.
Right.
Then was Henry. Then a lot of players went to the MLS. You think these are a lot these players that went from Europe in the top tier and then go to MLS. They bring so much attention, right?
Yeah. So they do bring a lot of attention,
Hmm.
but let's remember in the past, um, because of the level of the game, the development of the sport here in the country, we needed these type of players of that caliber, like Buho and Schweinsteiger and other players that came, like Beckham and Kaká, to come here and bring their expertise about everything, right? So how to play, how to develop other players. They help. They talk to the coaches. They talk to the trainers. They lend their expertise to everybody on the organization, and these were super important. But most of these players, they were pretty much in the end of their careers, so they all pretty much retired here in the United States. What I realized after a while is that we are now at a point that we don't want players to come here to retire. We want players to come here and play because we became a very serious market. So we're not only attracting new players to come here and play and develop and participate, but we are also sending players abroad. So it's a completely different ball game now.
So, where do you see the MLS in a few years? So, for example, do you think in a few years maybe MLS can reach like a Premier League or a La Liga tier or no?
I think we're still a few, not a few, but listen, MLS is 25 years old, right? La Liga is what, 100 years old? I'm not sure exactly. So, not to mention that football is the main sport in Europe, in South America. So, it's the passion of everybody, right? So, it's in our blood. Um, Soccer is growing tremendously in the United States, but the main passion is still American football. It's
Mhm.
part of the culture of the country. Um, but if you look around, the amount of schools, youth programs, kids interested in playing soccer, other types of fields being transformed from baseball or whatever it is into soccer fields, it's huge. So, and now we're going to host the clubs World Cup and also our World Cup coming in. So so we are all expecting that this is the next boom that we need to, completely take over the country, and to show to this country and to whoever is not in contact with soccer anymore that, hey, this is phenomenal sport. This is great, great entertainment. This is healthy, and this is a serious business. La Liga, and I know it's in a different level right now. But of course, we look at them, it's inspiring us to become better and better and better, and we see the path that they took to reach the position that they are right now. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can follow their steps to be successful as well.
So switching the topic into like negotiations and stuff, right? So what do you
Mhm.
think is the key factors you consider doing a contract negotiation with soccer players? How do financial strategies come into these decisions?
Well, that's more that I'm going to try to give you some generic points that we consider. First of all, you just don't go out to try to sign a great player just because it's a great name. That player needs to have the qualities and tactics that will fit inside of your organization. So how do you team play? How do you team want to play? Does that piece fits in that proposition of game that you have in mind? So that's the first thing. So who are you going after? And we have scouts all over the world. Every single team does. So it's the standard in the sport. So we look for players in every corner of this big world. Um, the financial part is the least important, to be honest. Of course, it depends if you have the resources. If you don't have the resources, there's negotiations about image rights and things. But these are all small details that every player has to consider, and it's negotiated with the clubs, no different than any other club in the world. But you know, I think one of the most important things that a club needs to consider, and we do, is, are you attractive to talent to come here and play for you? So this is why it's important that you invest in good training facilities, and have a great coaching staff, in having taking care of the players' families. They don't come by themselves; they bring their families with them. What kind of support you provide for them? So this all, it's like when you receive a job offer to go somewhere else, right, or to change a company. Hey, what are the benefits? Is my family being taken care of? Am I going to have a good health insurance because my kids need that, my wife needs that? So it's pretty much the same thing. So what is the infrastructure that surrounds and support this player that we have in place? That tells a lot. I mean, is it attractive? Is not attractive? Then that's another, and there's a cost to put that in place, right? So these are all the things that we need to consider when we sign a new player.
And now switching to like the trends. So what do you think the emerging trends in the sports management and finance do you think will have the greatest impact on the industry?
um, can you be a little bit more specific about that, because this is very broad? um,
Like, you think that, for example, you think AI will have a big um impact on the industry, like emerging trends, like technology advancements, maybe
oh,
social media,
100%.
that's those types of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are just touching it right now, right?
Hmm.
So if you imagine a club is it's a company, right? So we have our PR folks that are providing content online constantly to our fan base, right? We have to promote our players. We have to promote our community actions, which is something that is very dear to our heart. It's We are not here just to provide, but we want to, make our community better. That surrounds us and that touches our fan base. So how we make this out there, how we promote our sponsors, how we have more technology so we can manage this organization better. AI, we are just touching points. I'm in constant contact with my colleagues from other teams. We are barely scratching it right now, but this is going to be huge. I mean, AI on the PR side right now. I mean, if you put the information there, it can write you a full text and you can post it. Um, Sometimes you can leverage that on the finance world if you have systems that right now use AI to do the accounting, to do planning, to run models for you. So there's so many different usages. I mean, we will see this not only in sports, but in every single industry in the world, AI. But we need to be very careful because we need to be able to control it. Otherwise, it's going to control you. So remember, in the end of the day, is still a human being that needs to be responsible for the ultimate decision. Are you hiring someone? Are you investing in something? The AI is just a tool right now.
So, to finish off today's interview, a lot of young boys and young girls, of course, they think about becoming the players, right? Becoming the the young the young stars. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think is the key skills you believe that young professionals, not footballers, professionals, need to succeed in the sports industry nowadays?
I think not only on the sports industry, but every single industry, it's your determination, right? When you're young, you don't know a lot and you need to have the experience. And sometimes you need to find places that will help you to get that experience where you can learn. Sometimes you need to have a mentor to guide you through that experience. And listen, I normally tell my team here, so there's a difference between a boss and a leader. The leader is that person that incentivizes you to make you grow, to make you better than what he is or she is, and will guide you through that path, right? So perseverance, it's key for this. Insist, don't quit. You're gonna find a lot of difficulties, a lot of hiccups. That's life. You will make mistakes. You will learn from the mistakes. I had a mentor that used to tell me, um, if you win, it's great. You learn and you're happy. If you lose, you're never really gonna lose. You learn something. So you're always learning. No, it doesn't matter if you made a mistake or you didn't. You're always learning. Just keep going, heads down, work hard. Don't wait until everybody comes to you. If you really want something, go get it. And the world, it's yours. The opportunity is out there. It's just a matter of you wanting to go after it and get it and make it happen instead of waiting for something to come and just lay down on your lap.
Well, look, thank you, Carlos. Thank you so much for especially these final inspiring words and for your time to come here and give um, the insides of this industry, right? It's this very interesting industry. Um, do you have any final words?
Yeah, listen, first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you and to talk to your audience. I hope I could, in this brief time, give you guys a good message. You are very much all welcome to come here to Orlando and see what you have to offer from our three teams. I'm sure you're going to have a great experience in our stadium, and help us to cheer out for our players. And I'm here open for you. I love to have these conversations with young guys, students like you, people that are entrepreneurs, and I commend you. Congratulations for your initiatives and everything that you've been doing. Um, and good luck to you all. I mean, the world is yours. Go get it, guys.
Okay, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.